right, so you both have obviously had really impactful rookie seasons. You've come out, you've got a Rookie of the Month under your belt. You're the second leading scorer among all rookies in the league right now. What do you think has been the biggest surprise or most significant adjustment you've had to make going from college to the pros?
I think for me it's just trying to slow the game down a little bit more. Obviously everyone's faster and stronger, but trying not to get sped up and all of that, and just kind of letting the game flow. So I think the biggest thing is my coaches always tell me as slow as pro, so trying to embody that.
Yeah, I would say the physicality of the league. I wouldn't say it was a surprise, but definitely I think adjusting to that has been the one thing that I've really been focused on, and it has been like a big adjustment for me.
You mentioned slowing the game down. I've heard Paige talk about that. You hear all the rookies talk about that. You hear about it in every sport. What does the process look like? Is that just film study? How do you kind of get caught up to slow things down?
I think you have to just go through it. For me, I work out with my coaches every day and kind of just getting game reps, watching film as well. I think for me that's really helpful to just see moments where I'm sped up and how can I be better the next time. But I think it's really just by doing that you're gonna, it just takes time to get to that slow as pro mindset. And I think every single game is how I'm learning to do that.
For both of you guys, normally a team that has 3 first-round picks is as young as the Mystics are. You're supposed to be rebuilding, but you clearly did not get that memo. How do you think that you've been able to bring your game to not only impact your team's winning, but to elevate the entirety of the team as a whole?
I think we just take it day by day. We're learning a lot, we're growing a lot, we're learning through mistakes, but I think me and Keeks just really try and play hard, play our game, know that we have a whole team behind us that is empowering us, helping us through it all. Just knowing that they drafted us for a reason, so to do what we're good at, but to know that we're not going to be perfect, and as all our coach asks us is to play hard, to get better every day, and to play with joy. So I think that's what we focus on.
Do you have anything to add to that?
She said it perfectly.
And then for you two, you've obviously developed a great chemistry on and off the court as fellow rookies. How has your dynamic and that chemistry with each other developed both on and off the court?
I think just through time, we spend so much time together and it just gets better and better. I think the biggest surprise was just how quickly the chemistry developed, but I think it's because we're both so selfless, and I want the best for Sonia, she wants the best for me, and along with the rest of our teammates. But I think it's just having the off-court chemistry has really helped translate to on the court as well.
How do you think that you guys complement each other's games, Sonia? Obviously, different positions, and you have that inside out that's really developed. How does what you bring help Kiki? Kiki, how does what you bring to the table help Sonia?
Yeah, I think you kind of said it. I think it's that inside-outside presence. Kiki is a lot to handle in the paint, so when people have to double her, then I'm on the outside hoping that they double, then I can get that kick out, or vice versa. If they're trying to, let's say, stop me from shooting, then that inside is open. It's kind of hard to guard both. But yeah, I think it's, like you said, that inside-outside presence.
Yeah, for me, it's just playing with a great guard, and they have to play her honestly. And as Sonia said, if they choose to double, she's wide open, and then vice versa. I think something that we've really gotten better at is just our pick and roll chemistry, and kind of reading, making sure I'm setting good screens for her so that she can attack downhill. But then once they collapse on her, she's looking for me. So,
what's something that you've each kind of learned specifically, skill-wise, mindset-wise, or just understanding since you've come in the league now that you're almost 2 months into it?
I feel like for me, mindset-wise, you play almost every other day, so you kind of have to have a memory of a goldfish in the sense of you can't get too high or too low. So you could have a great game today, and then you got to kind of get ready for the next game and not stay too high on that, or vice versa. If you don't have the best game, you kind of have to learn from it and move on. You can't really dwell on anything because of how quickly the league moves. So I feel like that's the biggest difference that I've noticed since college and now is just you got to get over things quickly.
I think I would say that, yes. Yeah.
You guys have some great veterans. You're a young team, but there's some really incredible veterans on this team. How have those veterans kind of helped you navigate this rookie season and enabled you to be able to contribute at such a high level so quickly?
I think they've been amazing. Slim and Steph are definitely just very experienced. They've been in the league a long time. I know I can speak for Slim just because she's a fellow guard. She's really been helping me out personally, but I think just as a team, just making sure our mental is okay, after a hard loss or after a great win, they're just always there to level us and make sure that we stay, like Kiki said, never too high, never too low, and just really focus on, taking it one day at a time, taking it one game at a time. So.
Yeah, and just to add on, I would say Steph has been great for me and just in the post position, and she's someone that's constantly talking to me, giving me tips offensively, giving me advice defensively, and she's been in the league for a while, so she knows the different matchups and what their tendencies are, so she's kind of like another coach for me on the sidelines, and it's been great just helping me transition to the league.
The league there's so much talk about physicality and everybody kind of adjusting to physicality and the speed, but you seemed physically to be prepared kind of from game one. We saw it early on. You were not backing down from anybody. How do you think that you were able to come in and kind of meet that moment so quickly?
I think just not being a punk, honestly. You come in, people want to target rookies, so I think for me, I just wanted to hold my own, so I just really worked on, before coming here, just making sure that I was physically sound, and then obviously with our strength team here, just making sure that I'm keeping up to pace, because some of the best players in the league are in my position, and having to guard that every single night, I knew I was going to have to kind of hold my own. So I think it's just a mindset, is like I didn't want to be punked around. I wanted to hold my own as a rookie and be an anchor for this team, obviously, because we are playing some high minutes as well.
Sonia, your playmaking and decision-making has been well beyond your years. I mean, you came in with such a maturity. How have you been able to focus on those two aspects to improve your personal game and then also help your teammates around you rise to the occasion?
Yeah, I think it's something I'm still definitely working on and can get a lot better at. But I've always wanted to be a player that doesn't just score or just do one. Like, I don't want to be one-dimensional, so making my teammates better is definitely something that I want to do. And I think, it really just takes experience, like playing through it. Like Kiki said, it's slowing the game down is a hard thing to do when you first get to the league. And I think that's something that really helps with playmaking, like seeing not just your man, but someone else's man, the right pass to make. I think that's all just part of slowing down the thought process in your minds, even though the game is so fast. So yeah, it's definitely something I'm working on, but I think, again, just playing through it every game, every day, every practice really helps.
You guys both came from programs that had blue blood programs. You've played a couple of blue blood programs, right? And you've played with teammates that had tons of attention around there. You're used to kind of those bright lights. We saw last night with the fever in town that the Wings sold out the AAC, even with Caitlin Clark not playing. How do you kind of balance wanting to market yourselves, develop yourselves, be able to be the type of athlete that is known, with also, wanting to just be a hooper and just get to play basketball? Like, there's so many opportunities right now for this league, but you still want to focus on your main job, which is what's happening on the court.
Yeah, I think in order to get those opportunities, you have to keep the main thing, which is basketball, making sure that the team is performing well, making sure that you're doing what you need to do so that you can be successful on the court. So for me, honestly, my mindset has just been like, how can I be the best version of myself for my team, and what do I need to do to become one of the best players here? So just really focusing on getting better with my on-court stuff, and then all the off-court stuff will follow.
Yeah, I think Kiki pretty much said it. Just knowing what our priorities are, and it's definitely basketball. It's this team. It's our inner circle, and then the outside will take care of the outside.